Peace and assalamu alaikum everyone. It's Montana and sorry. Today I wanted to talk about vitamin D deficiency and what that means and what it can mean. So let me start off by saying, I think I mentioned in another video that I recently gone for lab work like earlier this week. It was just for CBCs to find out about my hemoglobin primarily, but it turned out I was supposed to have gone there for a vitamin D test follow-up, which I wasn't aware of or have forgotten about or whatever. And so the lab tech was like, want me to do it? So fine. Now I had already had it done back in maybe May or something like that, and my PCP had actually made a script for me for D3. I don't take D3 because from what I understand, I don't know if all D3, but it's actually the way that they process it is from animal. And so when a lot of companies, when they use animal, it can be from any type of animal, but also wouldn't be like halal, so which is like halal or zabiha, but halal is for Muslims what kosher is to Jews essentially. So I was like, I'm not taking it. I'm going to just get me by my own D2. But lo and behold, it's like super hard to find D2. And also when I take, like gel caps and stuff, I always get the vegetarian or the vegan gel caps. But nonetheless, I couldn't find D2 at all. So I really just kind of forgot about it, to be quite honest. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Let me deal with this other stuff. And so, of course, if you already, and I don't recall, I don't know if I already said this, I don't recall what my levels were the first time when I got the test done back in, the spring. But it was, I must have been deficient because, I was prescribed the D3. So, but yeah, I forgot all about it. And then they redid the test or the follow-up test the other day, I think like Tuesday, and coming to find out my I'm a number 12 with my vitamin D. Just to show you how bad that is, the normal is between 30 and 35, and you're considered low if it's 20, like around 20, like, well, anything under 20 is like real bad. I'm a 12, so I'm just making this video. So if any of you do have a vitamin D deficiency or may have, like, you might want to get it checked out. And if you know for certain that you are deficient in vitamin D, do not be like me and put it off and forget about it, all that kind of thing, because it can cause really big issues, which I'm going to mention in a second. Now, I got off my little lazy self and went on to vitalcost.com. I have been buying my vitamins from them for years. I get my echinacea and golden seal drops from them, alcohol free. I get like all my bulk or herbs from them. Now, not to say everything on there, like when I look at the food prices, which I don't typically buy like health foods, prepackaged foods, because I know how to cook, and I'm like, y'all tripping with these prices. But when it comes to the vitamins and the herbs and stuff, they are really, really good with their prices, like really good. Like for instance, one of the things I used to buy a lot from them just to like give away to people, because there's so many black people, of course, just people in general with diabetes, but certainly African American people, and also people of Ganyaga Nation, the Mohawks, which is also my family. suffered tremendously with diabetes. So I used to just like buy them and give them to people. And so they, if you have a problem with diabetes, jump on these pills. I'm telling you, they will help you tremendously. Next time you go to the doctor, your doctor's gonna be like, what you doing? But they are called Completia, COMPLETIA, diabetic vitamins, and they're all natural. They're so good. I think you take 2 tabs a day, but it's so good. They have it at like various health stores, of course. You can buy it at Whole Foods or whatever, but they cost like around $32 to $34. I've always seen them as, but on VitaCost I get them for like 20. I can't recall, for like the 90 days of the 90 tab. But just check it out, VitaCost.com. Of course, they ain't paying me no money to say this. I just know for a fact they work. I have, over the past 10 years, I've given those things to so many people, and as long as they're taking them, it's good. And honestly, you should change your diet, of course, but they really never do, and it helps. And it's also excellent for neuropathy. My friend Guido, man, I would give this to him and he would never have a problem with his neuropathy. And the doctors were wanting to like amputate his leg. That's another big thing within the Mohawk community. There's a lot of amputations that take place because of diabetes. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. The vitamin D. So I actually found the vitamin D2 on VitaCost. So I ordered me a couple of bottles of those yesterday, and I'm gonna get with that. So let me just say, hopefully quickly, some of the signs and symptoms of vitamin D deficiency. And I definitely noticed some of these things. So there are about 10 things, and you can of course Google this yourself and find information. So number 1 is fatigue. Tired all the time. I already told you I'm like tired so much. So with the D deficiency coupled with the low hemoglobins that I'm always like constantly going through, you know, with my chronic anemia, child, I am down like all the time. I'm so tired. So that's not good. Inshallah, with me. And I ordered my iron off of VitaCost also, which I prefer over the prescribed one. So with me doing the D2 and the iron, inshallah, I'll start feeling a little better once I get this other stuff under control, inshallah. So number 2, you have a higher chance at getting infections. Okay, so like bacterial infections, colds, things of that nature, which is really not good right now, especially in this COVID-19 reality we're dealing with. Not good. 3, back pain and bone pain, because since you're not getting any vitamin D, your absorption of calcium and other minerals into the bones is just not really happening, you know. So that's not a good thing. And child, I'm old, I'm 48. If I fall, I'm gonna be done for. Thankfully my calcium is okay, but still. Also number 4, muscle pain. I have other things going on with me, so I can't like just pinpoint and say, yep, that's because of the vitamin D. But I get those sorts of things, and I'm like about 160 right now. I keep playing around that whole 160. And so I don't know if it's because of what I'm going through internally, or if it's my mattress, which is stupid hard. It's on one of those memory foam things, or it was like a Posturepedic or something. Somebody gave it to me. Said it was gonna be better than the mattress I had. It is not. But if I'm lying on one side too long, I am so hurt. Like I'm moaning and groaning in the night. I gotta flip over. And I was like, maybe I'm just too heavy to be laying on one side. But I don't know. It can be that. I mean, 160 is a little overweight for my height, I think. But it depends. Because black women and white women and Asian women and stuff, we have different body types, just, you know, not because of what we're doing, eating, just genetically. So, you know, the averages, I'm sure they're not dealing with black women, but alhamdulillah. So yeah, I don't really know if 160 is overweight for a black woman per se, because we got other things we're holding, like the big booty and stuff like that. But nonetheless, at 160, I don't know if it's just, if I'm like in pain and stuff because of that. I remember when I was about probably like 23-ish, I had a girlfriend. She was in her 40s. She was about maybe 18 or 19 years older than me. So she was 42. And I can remember her going through that. And she was like, Muta, let me tell you, girl, when you get older, you're going to start having all these issues. Like, my hips hurt so much. I got to lay with a pillow between my knees and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, damn. I hope I never be 40. But you know, I've been going through that for quite a while, actually. I used to only go through it when I was pregnant, you know, and again, I think because of the weight, I had always, for most of my life, or yeah, I guess almost half of my life at this point, but been tiny, really. Like I was shapely. I had a bottom and a top, but I was not very heavy, you know. I don't know why that just. Let me pull this bad boy down a little bit because I think it's starting to overheat. So yeah. Anyway, that's something else, muscle pain. Number 5, obesity, and that again would be due to the fat cells in your body absorb whatever vitamin D that you do have. The fat cells absorb it, and so, as well as you know, other nutrients or the minerals, I should say. So that ain't good. Number 6, cognitive disorder, which is like forgetfulness, which honestly many times I am so forgetful. And also, not just with things or events, stuff that have happened. Like if I went downstairs to get something, like, why did I come down here? Not just that, but also I literally forget my words sometimes. And it's scary being but being a dementia nurse, it's scary. And it's not just me. Like other nurses, we always joke about how dementia is like catchy or something, because child, we be all messed up. But so again, I'm not sure if my forgetfulness is due to the D deficiency or something else, or it along with something else, but I do have it. Trust. Number 7, depression, especially in younger adults. I thought I put older adults. I thought it said elders, but you can check that out, because I'm not absolutely sure if it's younger adults or if I wrote it down wrong. But depression is something that I do not deal with. I am for the most part an optimistic type of person, I guess, and I just kind of brush things off pretty much. So depression is not something I deal with. I do deal with sadness sometimes, but you know, I purge with a little cry, then I keep it moving. But many people do have a problem with that due to D deficiency. Number 8, Slow healing. People with vitamin D deficiency heal slower because let's see, I've just lost my words. Heal slower because vitamin D actually helps to build skin and repair skin. So if you don't have, enough of that, of course, it just makes sense that you will heal slower. I'm not looking forward to that because one way or the other, I will be getting surgery soon. So I definitely have to up my intake and get that together. Number 9, hair loss. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a dread. My hair is kind of long. It depends on what you depend. It comes down my back, but my hair. The first time I had locks, and I do my own locks. I do other people's hair too, like a side hustle. But the first time I did my locks back in the 90s, I did them a little thick. And they were fine, they looked good or whatever, but I wound up taking them out, picking them suckers out after 3 years. It took me like a month, but I took them out. And so I said the next time I do locks, I'm gonna do them thinner. But I understood that the longer they get, the weight and everything, they start to thin out. But I don't know, I don't even like tighten them very often anymore because they just thin so much. I think like a couple of them were really long and they just came out. I was like, I still have them. People, I don't know about folks with locks nowadays because I see they like sell them and all kind of things. So it seems to me, anyway, in my opinion, that it's a whole different vibe of locks. But I'm from I'm from the school of, your hair, your locks, they are very important, and you kind of have like a spiritual sort of connection with them. So I still have mine. And also, I don't just throw hair away anyway. My family, we always burn our hair because culturally that's how we rock. You ain't trying to let no gins and nothing get to your hair, or no, none of these cats that's into Obeah or juju, hoodoo get to your hair, burn that stuff. So, but I still have it, and it's so silly. I even asked my daughter the other day, I was like, could you reattach them from me? She's like, are you serious? You won't just put some dead hair back in your hair? So I was like, whatever, you right. So it's still in my little my little jewelry box. So yeah, but people do lose hair with vitamin D deficiencies. And number 10 is bone loss, and again, that's due to malabsorption of calcium and other minerals. And elders have a really high rate of fractures, and many times it's due to vitamin D deficiency. I know if you know anybody, they call it like breaking the hip, but it's really not the hip itself, it's the femur bone. And so when they fall, that thing go. And that can be really bad because fractures don't cause pneumonia, of course, but it's because they're not able to move around anymore. Oftentimes they have to lay in the bed for a long time while they're healing, and so they don't get to move around a lot. And what happens is, liquid pools around the lungs, which that's what pneumonia is, fluid in the lungs. And so they wound up getting pneumonia, and then many times they die. That actually happened to my grandma. She actually broke her she actually had a hip fracture or a femur fracture like 3 times, and the 3rd time I think is when she got pneumonia, and then she ended up passing away. So yeah, that vitamin D ain't no joke. If you were dealing with it, again, please don't be fooled like me and just put on the back burner, because of course if it's low, it's not going to suddenly get high again if you're not doing anything to improve it. It's just going to keep going lower and lower and lower, and that can really end up being a bad thing. So that's it. I hope I didn't move this darn phone around too much. it's not feeling hot anymore. So the color came back. But yeah, I'm trying to get this old body together, child. And if you're done with the same things, we can do this together. So I will check you later, and inshallah, you all will have a very good day. Peace.